Personally, I think a team is one of the most powerful things in this world. And once everybody learns their role and what part they are of a team, they can accomplish things they never thought possible. We took it one step further than that and added our core values. So for us, the T is toughness, the E is effort, A is attitude, and lastly, the M is maturity. We're going to be a lot of positive thinkers. We're going to talk about our goals. We're going to talk about, what our ambitions are, and we're going to have a good attitude when we come to work every day. It's our coaching staff cultivates that, and when our kids come in, they know when they walk in those doors, all the negativity is going to stay outside because it's all about us, and we're going to be a lot of positive thinkers. So our attitude's going to be good.
I previously coached at Georgia State University. I just signed with the CFL, Saskatchewan Rough Riders, so I'll be leaving for camp soon. So I'll be playing that and continuing my football career.
In football or in sports, that's your identity. How you attack each day. Are you a guy that sometimes, or are you an everyday consistent guy? Just having that right attitude, coming in every day, making sure you're doing the right things, making sure you're doing the schoolwork, all of those things that add up for you being a great player. And there's no great player that's ever, played this game without doing all the right things.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, when you're a snapper or a kicker, one of those two guys, you have to have a good attitude when you come out here, because the only time that you get praised or any recognition at all is when you mess up. So Carson comes out here every day and he has the right kind of attitude when he walks out on the field. He's prepared, he's ready to go. He's always one of the first ones out here to get his warm-ups in. He's always looking for something that he can do better, and just to have that type of attitude of, I can improve upon something. He's been our snapper for the last 2 years. He's done all the punt snapping for the last 2 years, but yet he comes out here every day and he's looking for something he can do better.
When you go through a hard time and how people treat you, they can treat you the wrong way sometimes, and your attitude determines on how you look at that, and you look at it as be more mature than them and treat them nicer. And when you go to football, you have a bad game, bad day at practice, keep yourself up and lifted so that you don't keep making the same mistakes and thinking about the same thing you're doing over and over again. My dad's always taught me to be a good person and treat everybody. I'm a Christian, and do how Jesus would do it was treat everybody great, and whether they treated him bad. He forgave the people that crucified him. The fourth round of playoffs, when we played South Panola the second time at South Panola, I had a pretty bad game when it comes to the snaps, and everybody was on my back, and I felt pretty down on that game. Teammates, they helped me build myself up. They didn't let me get too down in the dumps. Jamani came up to me as I was coming off the field of a bad snap and gave me a good brotherly hug. Had Coach Purvis, Coach Fair, Coach Harville, all the guys that helped me through practice in the week, they came up to me and believed in me and just told me that just do what I do and get it done.
Well, attitude is, the basic fundamentals of a team and of a person. Attitude is life, how you perceive things. Most of the time you're going to go as far as your attitude allows you to go. You're looking for a good, positive attitude to help lead others. Especially if you have a senior group, if they got great attitudes, the younger students or younger players will feed off a good, positive attitude, and it brings them up. So, it's very important, even for coaches, to have good attitudes. And McCallum's always had a great attitude. He had a lot of success, and he grew as a person. His work ethic is wonderful. He's a delightful person to be around. and I enjoy coaching him. You know, when you got a really good player, got a really good attitude, that's sort of what you want looking for as a coach.
I know that I'm always goofy, like I'm always like playing around, so like I'm guessing that's my good attitude. But I don't bring like stuff from outside into football, because that's really my problem outside of football. But I know what not to do to cause something that will conflict to football. Football is my peace. I gotta have football in my life. You always gotta have a good attitude. If you're having a bad attitude, they'll set somebody else off and cause problems. You don't want that in the team. Like in games, like people will always like argue or something or try to start something. You just walk away from it. You gotta be what's best for your team. Having a bad attitude, like, it's not getting you nowhere. You gotta have a good attitude to achieve your goals, work on what you need to work on your skills and all that. Like, I feed off my O-lineman attitude too. Like, if I tell them something and they be like, all right, I got you. That's how I know they got my back, so I got theirs. So when they do right, I do right. Them boys, they like to play a lot, but you know, when it's about business, we handle it well.
Show me some. Show me some. Show me some.
Our 4 senior linemen is coming back, got a great attitude. They work together, they communicate, you know, and if you don't communicate and focus and talk with each other like a family, you know, it's kind of tough. And these guys, you know, they're with each other every day. They know this guy's move, they know that guy's move, and you know, being in the trenches, you got to bring attitude sometimes, you know.
Frank Sanders, right tackle.
Jordan Cunningham, left guard.
Tristan Dubar, left tackle.
Forrest Bledsoe, right guard.
To me, attitude, it consists of like being coachable and knowing when to transition your feeling towards the game. Like, you have something going on outside of football, but once you get in, you gotta lock in. You gotta be ready to be coached, and you gotta be ready to be, you know, pushed to your limit. Coach Martin, Coach Purvis, they push us all to our limit. Sometimes you ready to just say, forget it, but you know, you got a team, they counting on you. You got your brothers, they counting on you.
So I believe the attitude can change a good team and make it great. Because I know when the coach gets on to me, I got to listen, pay attention, and correct myself, and have a good attitude about it. And it also helps when you have good backs behind you like McCaleb, and good coaches behind you like Coach Martin and Coach Purvis.
A good attitude is contagious, like, to people on your team. Like, we got like roughly around 104 players on the team, and I think like if I got a good attitude and Jordan or Frank got a good attitude, and it just rubs off from one man to the next.
You know, this group of O-line, we've been friends for a little minute and stuff. We all been growing up together, working together and stuff. We built a team.
Offensive linemen, you have to have 5 unique people playing the position. You can't have one person do their job and the rest 4 don't. You can't have 4 people do their job and the other one don't. So it's all have to come together and you work as a unique team.
We can like pass off that attitude, pass that torch to the younger group, and maybe it'll stick with them, like our attitude, how happy we are during practice, and how we react like when we're in practice. You know, you always want to give 120% whenever you do something. This is Grenada football.